and welcome back to Purposeful Woman podcast. Today we have an awesome and funny Cynthia Jones. She have a background in psychology and double masters under her belt in cybersecurity. Cynthia branched of her 9 to 5 job to pursue her calling as a mindset coach. A part of her journey through IVF to conceive her daughter Viktoriia has built her even stronger with resilience like no other. In light of personal circumstances, Cynthia is able to help her clientele through the healing process with a nurturing, humorous, and open minded attitude. Welcome, Cynthia. Oh.
Yes. I have been known for my laugh.
Yes, love it. All right, so tell us, how did you transition? Well, first from employed to self-employed. I think this is a hot topic right now.
Yes, yes,
And what is your story?
yes. So that one was like a what is going on moment because from early childhood, I had developed the mindset that, I would go to college, I would get a nice job, I would make good money, I would marry, have children, and I would be successful. And then when I was able to accomplish, each and every one of those goals, the question became, why don't I feel successful? Why, after all of this, do I still feel like something is missing? And that's exactly what it was. I felt like something was not quite adding up and I couldn't put my finger on it. And then one day I was driving. At that time, I had a almost 2 hour commute for 36 miles. I live very close to DC, and my job at that time was in DC. So to travel there and back was taking, the morning time was a little less, was about an hour 15, but back was definitely 2 hours. And on my journey, my intuition, my inner calling said, entrepreneurship is for you. And I said, you've got to be kidding me. I just spent all this time doing this bachelor's, this master's, getting this job that I want. I'm on track to scale accordingly with this career that I'm doing. So I know nothing about entrepreneurship. I have no desire to be an entrepreneur. My husband, I used to tell him all the time, I like the security of knowing every 2 weeks I'm going to be getting a paycheck. With entrepreneurship, I saw it as uncertainty, as you don't know what's going to happen and things like that. So after I got over that initial shock, because as softly as it spoke again, it said, this is not it for you. There's something more. And I was like, there couldn't be anything more. Tell me why I don't feel fulfilled and let me get that. And I could just live my life. And no, there was something more, and it was entrepreneurship. And the thing that I didn't know about entrepreneurship in the start of my journey is that it's a personal growth. And that's how I was going to gain that fulfillment that I was missing, was through my own personal growth, because you are your business. And then as my business grow, the beauty of it is I grow as well. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy we have you in the tribe of entrepreneurs and self-development junkies. Okay, so what would you say was number one mistake since you transitioned? Well, could you, not that the regret, you could avoid it, that you wish you avoided?
Avoided. I think my number one mistake was not understanding that, because when you are scaling in as an employee, a lot of things are mapped out for you. So if you want to become manager in the cybersecurity world, we have the C-suite, which consists of things like CISOs and AO and things like that. So when I was scaling to that level, the plan was very clear for me. If I did XYZ, I would get XYZ. But with entrepreneurship, you are the business, you are scaling. So everything that you're doing, you have to create, and you have to set those milestones for yourself. So I think that was the number one hurdle that I had, because I couldn't figure out where my milestones were. What am I supposed to be doing? But the thing about it is, I had to establish those things. If I'm not establishing those things, then I won't be meeting those things. And it was that transition that took, it was a little hurtful, because I'm thinking, as a employee, to business owner, if I do XYZ, should receive A. And in entrepreneurship, it doesn't work like that. And so I think that was my biggest hurdle right there, because it took me a while to get around that, but now I'm around it. So now strategically, I set goals and I accomplish those goals in my business.
Yes. Yes. So as a mindset coach, like, how do you develop your mindset daily? What will be your advice?
For me, and I give this advice to everyone, is that every day you have to set the intention of doing what is the most valuable to you and your business. And what that looks like for me is, in the morning, I do wake up early and I begin to visualize how I see things to come to an end. Because as I've learned along this journey, that it's not so much as the how, but it's more about what I want. So I envision how my business will look, how my family would look. I spend time meditating. I spend time, and for my personal development is reading. And at the moment, it looks like everything I pick up is on mindset and conscious and subconscious and developing yourself. And truly, it's not strategically that I'm doing this. So now I know that it's something higher that is calling me to do this, because every other book I pick up is about it. And a lot of the books I shied away from because of titles and things like that. And then once I read it, I'm like, man, I'm so glad I read this book, because like I stated, a lot of the books are leading me along that path, developing my mind and developing myself. And then I begin to take action on those things. And the results you will see is actually just beautiful. Mm-hmm.
What is your favorite book? You said the
Yeah.
books you read. What is your favorite one?
So I have a couple. So one of them is The One Thing. And the one that really started me on this journey is Think and Grow Rich. The one I'm reading currently is The Subconscious Mind by Dr. Joseph Murphy. And that book deals with the conscious and subconscious and how to create the life that you want. And it's so beautiful in this book. He expressed repeatedly that we don't create wealth, we don't create beautiful things from a place of stress, uncertainty, fear, that all those things that we're searching for come from a place of peace, love, and harmony. And
absolutely.
I mean, when I was in cybersecurity, the thing about it is that I competed with men all the time. So in that field, it's not a lot of women. So I learned how to be, if you can say, tough, because I have to compete with this guy. And of course, he thinks whatever he thinks about me because I'm a woman. But yeah, so when I came to my own business, of course, now I'm in competition with myself. And so I'm learning how to be kind to Cynthia. I'm learning how to love Cynthia.
I would love to know the last question that I have. It's for you to fill in the blank, because you already started touch on that. And I want you to answer before you finish. If you really knew me, you will know that I am
passionate. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Beautiful. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Cynthia. How our listeners can find you? A passionate Cynthia, as in humorous as you are.
Passionate about everything. So the place you can find me mostly is Instagram, and that's at Royalty Mindset Coaching. And there I give a lot of questions and answer, a lot of inspiration, a lot of tips and steps on how to bring in that life you so desire.
Thank you so much. And thank you so much for listening to this episode. I'll see you in the next one. And don't forget to text us +1 401 399 4105 to get daily updates. Bye. And I'll see you in the next episode.
Bye.
And if you love this episode and you would love to see more of that, click the subscribe button to Purposeful Woman Podcast. And don't forget to text us to stay in tune with the Purposeful community for awesome tricks by texting to number +1 401 399 4105. And we will link descriptions in the episode to all of that we mentioned today. Bye. Turn your one day to day one with a purposeful day.